All right, we are live. All right. I don't want it to seem too scripted, but we tried this a couple of times and little technical difficulties on both parts. But we're back again. I'm glad to have you on. I'm with J.M Devon. This is Erratic Behaviors. Let's go. All right. I'm introduce myself. I'm, I represent the YouTube page Erratic Behaviors. Basically, we talk about different contents in a funny way. World travelers, vlogging. Can't wait till this quarantine's over, so we can get back to going to different places around the U.S. and hopefully around the world, and tell you about our experiences. But right now we have J.M. Devine. He's a going to be an up and coming writer, and he's starting off a horror verse. It's very interesting. Uh, Series that I was looking into. I actually got a chance to read some of the script, and man, it blew me away. Very talented guy. So JM, just basically explain yourself. I explained a little bit. You explain the rest.
Well, as you know, I am an upcoming writer. I am a novelist. I already have a book published. It's called Hand of Fate. Um, I have this is my first film project I'm doing. I've done other films before. I've acted in other films before. Um, and hopefully this is just the start of something, more amazing to come.
As is,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I'm a just mostly think about me already that needs there is to know about an upcoming, writer. And pretty much hopefully this is the start of something big and we can share with the rest of the world and the rest of the world get to see the amazing, universe there is to come with this film.
Mm. All right. So now, what inspired you to take on this role to be a writer? What made you feel like, you know what, this is the career path for me, and I know that I could be successful. And I don't like to inject race in things, but being, maybe of African American descent and from the areas that we grew up in, a lot of people don't see that path, to be a writer or aspiring filmmaker. Not all the time. What made you see like, you know what, I could be a writer and I could talk about, bring these stories to life.
Well, growing up, I've always had an imaginary mindset. I just felt like writing was the right thing to do with that imaginary mindset. I didn't really get into writing until I met my mentor, Ken Ray. He showed me the ropes of, how to do it, whether you're a novelist or a script writer or a game designer or a manga writer. He pretty much anything to do with in terms of writing. I learned from my mentor, Ken, and I'm glad I met him.
Okay. And he mentored you, so obviously you had to be think he was a tremendously talented guy, right?
Yeah, he's an artiste first. I saw a lot of his work. I met him when I did school that one day. And like I said, before, like I tell everybody else, if I haven't did school that day, I might not have been the writer I am now.
Right. We spoke about that earlier in the first live before it got the technical difficulties happened. So like I was saying, man, ditching school's not necessarily something a good thing, but because of that chance encounter, you got to meet this guy, and you say like it changed your life forever.
Yeah, it changed my life in a positive way that I felt like I was missing out on because before that I was only into acting and drawing.
Now, when you say as you move up this ladder, you're upcoming writer, would you ever reach back out to the youth and and try to mentor some of them, or say if somebody come to you and say, you know what, I got these ideas, I want to be a writer. Maybe it's not up to par. Would you pass that torch on to mentor some younger up and coming writers as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they've done with it, but I have been an entrepreneur before at an entrepreneur center. I've done it back in 2007, 2008. I was like 17, 18, and I went to the center called YTech, where they pretty much get the kids off the streets to do something productive with themselves. I was a mentor, and I showed some kids, how it's done when I was learning it, and hopefully they do something positive with what I taught them.
All right, that's dope, bro. So what's your favorite genre? Give it to me. What's your favorite genre? Sci-fi, horror. I know you're doing horror, but is that your favorite genre to watch? If you just want to sit back on a Saturday night or whatever night, you want to watch a movie, what's your favorite genre?
Um, action adventure, romantic drama, and horror.
Okay. Pretty much the standard, the status quo. All right, what's your favorite genre to write for?
Novels, I like to write sci-fi and romance. Scripts, all the above.
All the above. So yeah, you mentioned to me you wrote a novel, and that was also a romance novel. Can you break that down? What's the story of that? Just really quick, sum it up for me.
Well, the short synopsis is about this woman who pretty much she met this guy in grammar school that she was madly, deeply in love with, and he turned out not to be the man for her. She sort of chose him over the man whom was, I guess you could say, destined to be her lover. But before they grew up to the people they were, he was a nobody. He was this geeky nerd guy who changed himself around, positively. And they met again like 20 years down the line, and they both, saying the story, they're both single parents, and I guess you could say that is like the grip that tied them together. And she got to see the amazing man he really was, beyond the nerdiness.
Okay, that's that's an interesting story. By the way, I would like to say he did publish that book. It is available on Amazon. I'm gonna leave it in the link description. Whoever comes across this video, please support him and check it out. All right, so let's just get straight into Fear the Goldbergs. I'm extremely excited about this series. As I said, I read the script. Man, dude, it was pretty good. You're a pretty talented writer. So break down who are the Goldbergs and what is the point of the series?
The Goldbergs were a satanic family, but they were humble people who grew up in a fictional town I created called Sanctum, Illinois. They were like off Sanctum, Illinois. There was in this district known as Rouge Road, and sort of they were killed for their religion, pretty much.
So they were killed for their religious beliefs.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were murdered because they believe were the devil. Your typical satanic family, and they were killed for it. They pretty much comes back, and it just pretty much sparks vengeance upon Sanctum, Illinois.
Okay, and when they come back, like, give me what's because it's a horror verse, right? Yeah, I mean that does
Yeah,
sound kind of scary, Sanctum Illinois and and the devil worshiping, but that's not really selling me on the idea. So what separates this from something else? Like, give me an idea of how the Fear the Goldbergs. What type of okay? Let's say if I was to break it down, we got Jason, we got Freddy, we got all these different type of horror that we grew up on. Uh, what type
yeah.
of like what's really the fear? I guess no pun intended in the Goldbergs.
Well, they're the apex predators. They were killed and they were reanimated through demons. Pretty much, they come back demonified. They're the cannibalistic demons. Pretty much. Um,
What's their one drive?
what brings
What's their one drive?
what's the one drive is hunger, vengeance, and hunger is their one drive. They were possessed by three particular demons from hell, pretty much. And in this, say in this drive, pretty much they're the apex predators. They're everything that brings supernatural into reality. They are pretty much they they set the standards above what normal is. They put it up. They're above normal.
Okay.
They comes to this town and pretty much saying they were killed. The ironic behind it is they were killed for something that their beliefs, and their beliefs is what saved them, is what brought them back.
Okay.
Uh,
And continue.
it pretty much there's going to be a storytelling of four different sides here. You're gonna have to see the tips yourself to understand the draft, what's going on, everything that's happening. There's something behind it, there's a little twisted plan, and curve turn balls.
Okay, before
story.
I got
So
one more
there's gonna
question. I got one more question before you get too deep in that, and I want to give it a second. Your connection is breaking up a little bit, so I'm just give you a few seconds for that to straighten out. But I want you to think on this next question. Uh, who is the protagonist? Okay, we got Fear the Goldbergs. The title of the show is Fear the Goldbergs. The Goldbergs are obviously they're the apex predators. They're the
they're
people
the
that's terrorizing
they're
this
the
town.
antagonists.
They're the
Yeah,
antagonists.
they're
So
the
who is the
antagonist.
protagonist?
Yeah.
The protagonist. Not
Well,
the antagonist, the protagonist. The opposite of them. Who is
like I said, the main focus of the series will be the present Secret Eight. The
so they're
Secret Eight
more like
are
the
pretty much the
protagonists.
eight. Yeah, they are the protagonists. The Secret Eight present are the protagonists of the story. The Secret Eight, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the Secret Eight are 8 different teams. They grew up and did like on the food chain. They grew up different social statuses, and this event that involves the Goldbergs will bring each member, from the food chain together. You have one member each different food chains that brings them together, and they sort of they're forced to bond. They realize there's more secrets behind noise than they thought. There's
So
dark, sinister secrets going on within their district.
and this is the first Secret Eight or the second Secret Eight?
This is the second. The first Secret Eight were their parents.
Okay, so the second Secret Eight is the protagonist of the film. And break down, you can give me names of the characters, break down like who they are and their background. Like how do they all come together? Are they all just like where they from, what's their age group, stuff like that.
David,
we all know they're from Sanctum.
David, David Walker is the jock. David McKenzie is the jock. Is the Cole Robinson is the geek. Jonathan White is the class clown. Chrissy Vasquez, she's the he's the guy that's always himself. He's the outcast.
Okay.
And the 8 of them come together pretty much to a certain student that they all the 8 of them are linked to this, this death, pretty much. And that sort of brings them together from the beginning. But the secret is what locks the group. The secrets that they weren't aware that was going on around them is what locks the group together.
Okay, so
their parents' past brings them together in the future.
So ultimately, they're all different backgrounds. Some are outcasts, some are not. And this act of what happened from their parents brings them together. And which I guess ultimately, are they trying to stop the Goldbergs, or what is their goal to do with the Goldbergs, or are they just trying to survive the night?
Their goal, the Secret Eight, which is present, goal was they formed an alliance to pretty much unlock all the background mysteries of Sanctum. They're not aware of the Goldbergs. They weren't aware of the Goldbergs at the time.
All right, give me 1 second. As
what was going on to their parents and everybody else. The dogs are telling
JM, give me 1 second, bro. You just knocked off for a minute, and it has been glitching a little bit as you've been speaking. It's been a little, it's been breaking up, and you dropped off, and it seemed you got back in the chat. So, just give me a rough summary of the Secret Eight, as much as you can, without not going extremely in detail like you did before. Just a quick summary, if you can.
Okay, I'm gonna be as quick as possible.
Not too fast.
The Secret Eight formed an alliance to unlock the secrets that's going on within Sanctum, Illinois.
That's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. All right, now what I want to do is this. I was actually on the fan page, and I'm going to show everybody a little bit of some of the posters and kind of the area where you have the imagery for Sanctum. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that right now. All right. Can you see? Hold on. Can you see everything on your page?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see something pop up on the screen.
All right. You see? All right. So basically, this is the backdrop for Fear the Goldbergs, as you can see, this house very eerie. I don't know why I said that like that. So this house right here, would this be like where you would shoot? Like the picture that I'm showing on the screen right now.
Yeah, yeah. These are areas that one of the producers who's helping with the show, named Jermaine. He actually went location scouting on his own. He found this place, and we saw it. So yeah, we're gonna use this as possibly as the home of the Goldbergs.
That's fucking awesome. That's awesome, man. That looks creepy. Just even like going in that house, I couldn't even imagine. Like even filming in there would make me scared. Man, it looks like it got some haunted demons of itself.
Yeah, that's the point. We wanted to show that the house aged with them.
Okay, now if you, I'm looking at this poster right now. That's pretty dope, man. I can kind of see. Who would you would say like is in the shadow? Is that what character would that be?
Um, they're right. The people you see in the red line, they're not really the cast members. Those are more of
Well, not in the
just
red
something.
line, in the shadow.
Oh, that would be Elizabeth Goldberg.
Elizabeth Goldberg. And break down her character for me real quick,
She's pretty.
if you feel comfortable with each status and rank the Goldbergs are, and then also I want you to tell me their abilities. Now, if that's a little bit too spoiler alert, just let me know. We just don't go down that road.
Okay.
So you want to go down that road?
And you can ask me questions. I just don't know if it's spoiler.
All right. So
You're just gonna ask me.
Okay. So Emily, what's her rank in the family? We know she's a Goldberg, and she's like, is she a daughter? So, like, what you know?
Elizabeth, she's the youngest sister.
Okay, and as a Goldberg, as a family, I should start with this question actually. Give me the breakdown of the family setup of the Goldbergs. Are they all brothers and sisters? Is it a mother and father and kids? Like, give me the exact setup of the family.
Well, in the beginning, like I can tell you now that you won't see much of them because I don't want to reveal all of them in one take. So I can't really say how many of them there are, but you know what I'm saying, there are like a few of them.
Okay, and if we could say in the first episode, how many Goldbergs would there be? Do you want to say that or?
Well, I don't spoil anything. So
okay, then we'll move on from that. All right, so we do know Elizabeth will be in there. It's one of the Goldbergs. She's a sister, possibly a daughter to one of the Goldbergs.
She's the sister that that's certain. I can tell you, she is the sister.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty decent. Okay, so next I want to go into what inspired you to say, hey, I want to write I want to write a story about this family, and I feel like I can deliver it. What made you feel that way?
Well, originally the Goldbergs, funny enough, the Goldbergs was going to be a movie, but then as I got further into it, I decided I want to turn it into a series because you can tell more of the story in the series than you could in the film. I don't want to feel like I'm just bunching stuff together, because there's only a certain amount of time you can do a film, before it's too long or too short. But I don't want to feel like I was just punching everything in there. So I decided to turn it into a series of hour episodes.
Okay. All right. So, like I said in the title, it's called 2020 Horrorverse. May not come out in 2020 due to the pandemic and what's going on right now, but it's a horrorverse. So, I'm assuming this is kicking off your horrorverse. How many movies and how many different entities will be in this horrorverse, and will they all be similar to the Goldbergs? Will they be Apex, reborn again demon spawns, or will they be you don't have to give too much detail if you don't like, but would they be what kicks this off? What are we looking for?
Well, no, I can tell you that now. They all won't be demons, but I am going to Easter egg and I am going to cameo some characters. Now you guys might not know until after I drop that particular, person or that particular clue film of its own. When I start doing that film of that series or that particular movie.
Right.
But just know that this is an event that's going to create a world full of just like horror based characters.
Damn, man, that got me excited, man. It sounds like some Avengers Marvel team up mashup type of universe. So you're saying through this series, people got to pay attention. You're going to be dropping hints and different characters that you've already written in other series that will appear in here before you actually release. And that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Do you plan on crossing over some of these characters? Do you feel like crossing them over with series that you have coming up, or do you feel like crossing, like, would you write a movie and also link it to a series?
Actually, I've asked, I've done something. Like I said, there are going to be some cameos. So yeah.
Okay, but what I'm saying, like, say if this is a series, right? Would you link? Would you write a movie? Could a movie be in an episodic universe?
Yeah, the movies and the shows is going to be linked. That's what I call the horrorverse, because it's gonna have both of them, like Easter egg or cameo. I might actually have both of them. I might do something like Freddy vs. Jason, possibly. I'm not saying that's going to happen, no promises, but I might do something like that.
That'd be dope. That'd definitely be dope. All right, so now I want to speak to you. Like I said, it's not too many people coming up that are known of that are African American that are in this field. So, with that being said, do you view that as a negative or positive, or it's just something you don't really see or view from your point of
view? It's, well, I won't say it's negative. I mean, you like what you like. Most people get into music because it's a lot easier to, to perfect, and it's a lot easier to actually get known in than films. Like, filming is definitely much harder because, you have to do something totally different than film genre. As far as music goes, you just a good beat or a good hook to a song where you can easily get picked up and known from. So a lot of people tend to go their route. More me, I find the challenge route a lot more rewarding, because when I do make it, and it's going to happen,
it's definitely gonna happen.
I like to be on stage and cry my eyes out accepting awards, for all the hard work and all the.
While he's drying his tears, I want to say this is exclusive. You heard it here first. First interview from J.M. Devon. So when he makes it to the big screen, we'll have the first exclusive here right here at Erratic Behaviors. As if he still want to be associated with my brand, because this brand is going to get crazy. Y'all just watch. We got some stuff coming for you.
Of course.
And now what I will say is this, though. Okay, so you felt that way. Like you said, you don't care what people how they view things. People take different routes in life. So when it comes to your characters, do you think, now this is my point of view, this is my bias, this has nothing to do with him, this is my personal bias, and I'm going to inject it right now into the interview from my point of view, and I like to see how you think. So my personal bias is this: I don't see enough strong black dominant characters in any type of TV series or any type of shows. It's just not really being seen as much. You're seeing it slightly more, a little bit more now. And when I say slightly, I mean it's minuscule. If it's like a million series, you might see it in 2. I'm talking about mainstream, because that's the type of route you're trying to go. You're not trying to stay underground. You want to get to the masses. So with that said, when you're writing these characters, do you have do you ever think of maybe writing like a African American dominant, or you just kind of go whatever how you feel when you write? Because like I said, for me personally, looking, and you say just for many other kids, I'm saying, African American, like I said, this is my personal bias. We don't necessarily see, like, since Will Smith we don't necessarily really see a lot of dominant. Yeah, there are a few. There's a sprinkle handful, and they just keep reusing the same ones over and over. So,
Yeah.
what which I know you when it comes to race, I already know your standpoint on it. You know, you write whatever you feel, and whatever character can play that character, they can play it. So, would you write specifically like a dominant African American character specifically?
Well, that's hard to answer, really. I mean, get me wrong. I am African American, so it's bound. I'm bound to create a lot of African American based characters that's going to be strong because I don't like writing characters weak in the first place. Most of my
Well, I mean,
characters are
as a star,
strong
I
in
mean,
their
like
own way.
as the main protagonist, like as the main leader of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story.
yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Like I don't like to write weak characters. And, like all my characters are strong in their own way. It depends on saying what specific field that they're good at that I make them strong in. But yeah, I'm most definitely I would have like you said before. I don't have a particular race when I'm writing anything. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I do have certain characters that I can see identified as certain races, but in most cases when I write it for any particular race that can pull this character off. Because I'm the person I give everyone a chance. Don't care what race you are, everybody gets a chance with me.
That's good. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping it universal.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. So, what is your favorite character? When you when I say favorite character, I mean what is your favorite? Like you have different type of characters. You know, you have the jock. You know, you have the loser. You have like the guy that's motivated for revenge. You know, what's your favorite? If I can kind of loosely speak on it, what's your favorite character that you feel like you kind of connect with the most when you're writing?
Okay, there's the characters that I enjoy writing, and then there's the characters that, saying I like writing. I enjoy writing goofy characters,
Mm,
characters with sense of humor, characters that's I want to say dumb but a bit of oblivious to their surroundings. But I do enjoy writing the characters, VA, the women that have the strong like the attitude. They're fun to write. Those are the funnest. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the characters that's mellow, VA. I'm preferring to characters such as Zachary. He's the he's the outcast, but he's a guy of very few words. You really hear the character say much compared to everybody else.
I was just gonna ask you that question. I was gonna say, who is your favorite character to write on the Goldbergs? And you answered it,
Um,
kind of.
yeah, my favorite character to write in the Goldbergs is she's not even a lead actually. She's a side character,
Okay.
and it's because of how oblivious the character is. They're fun to write.
Okay. Now I want to go back into Goldbergs one more time for the Goldbergs. Not to be confused with the Goldbergs, but for the Goldbergs. Do you have any characters with duality? When I say duality, I mean personality duality, where it's like two sides to them. Like to one side, the audience might see this side, or well, let's just say the character might show this one side to a certain group of people, and they may be another person on the inside. Like they battle between duality. Like kind of let's say, if I was to give you an example so you can answer correctly, let's say a jock at school that puts on a persona that he's a very aggressive, very bullyish type guy, but he's really like his duality and personality is that he really likes hanging out with people that are quote unquote cool or unquote lame. If you want to go into that high school realm, or I'm gonna give you another perspective for your answer. I don't want to keep rambling, but a guy that's like a businessman, to the outside world, but then you find out he's like some type of psychopath, like an American Psycho. That character to me
I mean,
represented duality very well.
yeah, I have actually the secret eight is like that. They all have two sides to them, and you're gonna see it throughout the show. Each of them have a certain side. Each of them are the way they are for a reason.
Okay, give me an example of a character that battles like two different sides to them. But as I was reading it, you're actually kind of right. Well, you're right. But yeah, I read the script and a lot of the characters do have duality. It's two sides to them. Well, give me an example in your words of a character.
Jonathan, the class, he's only this way. He's only the way he is in school of neglecting at home.
Okay.
So he acts the way he do for attention because he doesn't get it at home.
Okay, and does he have like what's the other side? Like he acts out of school. Like when you say act, what do you mean? Like how does he act at school?
In school, he acts up. He acts the way he does because it gets him attention. But you're gonna see the other side of him when he's not directly starting like causing trouble with school. You get to see a nicer side of him, a side of him where you wouldn't believe existed by the way he acts in school.
So he puts on this troublemaker persona. He puts on like this troublemaker persona at school.
Yeah, pretty much.
And but in general, he's not like that. So that's the duality that character kind of battles. All right, man, that sounds pretty good, man. You got me really excited about this series. So we're probably gonna any words that you want to kind of like end on, anything that you want to say before I get to you. I just want to say we're gonna have descriptions to everything, the fan page, Amazon book. I don't want to sound like all these other corny YouTubers, but like, subscribe, all that jazz. Hey, any final words, bro, that you want to say like on your series?
Well, just you know, so just keep an open eye open for Easter eggs. Keep an open eye for the cameos. Keep an open eye for my other film projects, my other projects that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do more verse. I have a lot of other verses in the works. I also have other books that's in the works that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna enjoy if they're not into romance. I do sci-fi and you know, mystery and some of everything else. So keep an open mind that this is just the beginning.
Before we leave out, give me I'm gonna give you 5 questions, all right?
Okay.
Or a few questions. I don't want to say 5 because they're coming up on the spot. I just want you to answer with one question. I mean, one answer. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Just say it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
Great.
Okay. The Matrix.
Amazing.
Okay. Vampire Diaries.
Okay. Not really my cup of tea.
And then the last one I'm going to give to you right now, Christopher Nolan.
Great, but
yeah, you can give more than one word answer. That just meant like the first thing that came to your head, though.
Okay, great, but I wasn't really too fond of the Batman series. It was okay. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people were like, you know, so how could you hate the series? It was okay. I just felt like it was a bit overrated.
We're gonna get into that next time about that. I got some gripes about that. I already know this man has his issues with Batman. On that note, man,
I don't have an issue with Batman. I have an issue with fans, not the character.
All right, that's a rabbit hole. Like I said, we're gonna have to go in next time. We're gonna bring it back on for the podcast, and we're gonna do more things. We're gonna have more of a laid out video for you guys, edited well. We're just gonna do some pre-recorded content. That's what I should say. The next video we have is gonna be pre-recorded, and we might dive into that Batman topic. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. This is Erratic Behaviors. J.M Devon. Check us out. We out.
Peace.